Have you ever wanted to see a mashup of Fallout's aesthetics with the story and powers of BioShock set in the Soviet Union, but without any Russian accents? Well, Atomic Heart is that game. Now, let's decide if it's a cash or pass. This is Phoenix Nova from SAS Gaming, and we're here to look at Atomic Heart. This is a first-person shooter set in an alternate timeline where 1950s Soviet Union is the most technologically advanced nation due to mastering unobtainium. Vibranium. Wait, I meant polymers! You play as Sergei, codenamed P3. Yeah, that's not going to come back as a plot point later on. Sergei is a very American-sounding war veteran and special operative that drops plenty of F-bombs when not yelling his favorite expletive of crispy critters.
Crispy critters?
They're most certainly crispy, Major.
Your task is to find out how all the robots got turned into killers and see what can be done to reverse it. As an FPS, you will be using weapons and powers along with some fairly decent platforming. In fact, the gameplay is certainly a highlight in Atomic Heart. While I might be occasionally frustrated by something like exiting a polymer tube and getting put into the wrong place, everything else seems to more than make up for it. The shooting feels good with real impact. Targets stagger back from big blows and hit you like a semi-truck. Melee weapons and the guns have good variety and have various upgrades. Better yet, the upgrade system allows you to swap out the special abilities that are active, even refunding the cost of those that got replaced. Your powers are fairly stock, but also have some interesting upgrades and specials. And what kind of FPS or RPG game would this be if it didn't have lockpicking? There is the standard twist the tool and rotate the lock type. However, there are a number of puzzle locks throughout the game that can have 1 to 3 different puzzle locks in them with different mechanics for each of them. Then there are the environmental puzzles. Turning items on and off, switching laser nodes on a wall around, and moving a ball through a pipe. None of them are particularly difficult, but they do provide a bit of variety. Just note, enemies still can attack you while you're working on them. This has a bit of an RPG to go with your FPS, with powers and weapons to upgrade. You have a semi-automated crafting system to increase the capabilities of your weapons, with an almost unlimited backpack for crafting materials. Fortunately, collecting all these different materials for crafting has been streamlined by just pointing your glove at the containers and vacuuming up all those mats. And there's a lot of places to loot that are easily missed. For this, you have a detective vision that not only shows you the loot, but enemies as well. Then, you use polymers to increase your skills and powers. All of this comes from a red refrigerator looking like kiosk that sometimes is equipped with a very horny personality.
Squirt your polymer inside me.
This ends up being a trend in the dialogue, with most of the characters being one note. Nora is always her horny self. Charles, your AI in a glove, always is a posh British gentleman who never really takes offense to your abuse.
You can't open this lock, can you, Charles?
Unfortunately not. But I can set a waypoint you can use to find the key.
Then there's Granny Xena, who is this cantankerous old ex-spy type who always knows better than everyone else. There is variety in the dialogue, but mostly because you're talking to so many people. Where it falls down a bit is if you have the same 2 people in a conversation, it always seems to be the same and never evolving. On the bright side, the graphics are downright amazing, with an excellent use of color, textures, and lighting. There's even a good variety of environments too. The bunkers, the initial village, and the roads between areas. The houses feel lived in and even give the impression of having real floor plans with closed off rooms that could be pantries or bathrooms. On the negative side, the Fallout / Skyrim type environments comes with the jank. I've gotten stuck in the upgrade machine with menus oddly disappearing, making it very difficult to get back to the game. Also, I've gotten stuck on the environmental crevices that refuse to let me go and cost me 30 to 40 minutes of gameplay. When will game developers modernize their games with a more real-time save system that allows you to roll back to different points? So is this a cache or a pass? On the positive side, you have great visuals and addictive gameplay that keeps you coming back for more. Then there's the sophomoric and horny humor that could go either way. Then there's the negative of an archaic save system with bugs that could lose you a lot of time. And finally, just a few odd mechanics around being able to navigate the polymer tubes. This is a fun game. However, ultimately the choice is yours if this is a cache or a pass. Listen, if you want to check out a rhythm-based action beat 'em up with great story and voice acting, well then click on the Hi-Fi Rush cache or pass link that is popping up now. This has been Phoenix Nova, and stay sassy, gamers.